having my first morning back at the property. I was gone for a week up north. I watched my sister's house for her while she was traveling to Florida with my nieces and seeing my parents down there. Um, it was interesting to take a break from the property. Having spent 2 months out here nonstop, completely immersed in nature in the mountains and the valley, it's become literally a wonderland out here for me. I've got a chance to have so many amazing experiences with the different wildlife out here, and just even the plants and stuff. Just seeing them change over the season through the spring into the summer. I'm excited to get into fall and winter out here and see that process as well. But man, this has been just magic. This whole journey, um, I feel like I couldn't have asked for a better kind of flow for this first 2 months of kicking things off and getting the first Airbnb listings up and the campers and guests coming and going. It's been so nice. Um, but yeah, visiting my sister's house and staying there when I walked into like the guest bedroom or whatnot and saw the big fluffy bed and I'm in this like beautiful house. I almost forgot what a normal life and home and bed was. I've been sleeping in a camp cot with my sleeping bag and essentially feeling like I'm sleeping outside every night because the my airstream I leave all the windows open and it sounds like I'm just sleeping right outside in the grass pretty much, which is amazing. But man, that comfy bed I did enjoy for a little while, but uh, coming back here with the first night last night, sleeping in the airstream, just hearing the crickets and the breeze in the valley and the creek and just feeling like I'm back home, like back in nature. It was just so nice, so nice. And it made me think I have this little cottage on the property, and I've contemplated back and forth about just tearing it down, building something else in the future, um, whether I want to put a lot of work into it or not, and what the plan is with that. And it could be a really cool little house, but it's going to need a lot of work, and it's just not a priority. I'm off grid here, and I'm extremely comfortable. I've come to realize that I need a whole lot less than I thought I needed to live very comfortably and contently. And um, and it was kind of by choice. I decided to approach it this way, to be kind of connected with the earth and enjoy the outdoors and stuff, as opposed to just stressing and dumping a ton of money and time into that house. And I'm so glad I did. I feel like this has opened up so much more for me in how I feel about this property, the potential for it, my love for it, all of that, and the amazing experiences I've had, just kind of getting in tune with the flow of the sunrise and sunset and the cycles of the season. So it's been just really nice, and I've deliberately made that choice to approach it this way, and I'm glad I did. And it's actually gotten to the point where I'm like, I don't know if I'll ever want to live normal. To be honest, I feel like I have a sense of freedom out here, and I'm kind of feel like a kid again, like playing in the woods and enjoying it, but at a different level. I feel like um, I've gone through my trials and tribulations and ups and downs with life and learned a lot and had some really difficult situations, and I feel like now I'm at this property where I have this freedom and flexibility and place to create space for other people to come and enjoy and escape and connect, um, and to see that unfold with just in just 2 months. I feel like this is such ground level for what I really envision is possible here with everything that's here. um, I haven't even begun to tap the 30 mountain acres here, and I've just kind of peeked a little trail up the spring, which is a beautiful little spot of the property for people that they can kind of walk up the spring. Um, I've spent hours and hours and hours and days back in the mountains here, kind of exploring it and starting to get a real sense of the lay of the land and have a really good sense of direction back there. But I still haven't seen everything, and I feel like it's constantly changing and evolving, which is amazing through the seasons. And every time I'm back there is different. So it's gonna be fun. While I was at my sister's, I had the opportunity to get on my laptop and do some 3D modeling, which I haven't done in a little while, but it's something I really enjoy. I've had the chance to do 3D like design and engineering, drafting in a lot of different kind of spaces, industries, and worked on a lot of different things from real fine precision metal fabrication to big architectural stuff to airplanes and ships and vehicles um, and then I have a background in doing a lot of construction and hands-on stuff in carpentry, which I really love as well. So I'm hoping to be able to bring all that to the table when I get back into the woods because I want to do some tree houses. So I did some modeling. I posted some videos of like kind of brainstorming of these tree houses. I figured it'd be better just to share that out there and see if there's other people that could help chime in because I feel like I've exhausted my brain thinking about this over years, just contemplating these ideas for some of these tree houses, and um, so I did some modeling and threw some things out there and ran on a couple different tangents and ideas and shared in a bunch of different Facebook groups that are like treehouse groups. Shoot, even engineering groups. I've shared it to um, groups specifically that people that like those kind of structures because I'm working with these like geometric type shapes. Um, so I shared it with some groups in there. Met a fellow out in Ireland actually that has created 3D models of very similar concepts, which I was super excited to see. So we like hit it off immediately. He sent a message and we started talking, and he shared all his models and ideas and what he's up to, and described his beautiful land out there. I actually would love to visit this property. It just sounds beautiful what he has going on out there, and he's got some really cool ideas, really neat concepts, similar structures and kind of dreams. So it's always fun to connect with someone like that that's kind of on the same page, similar in what they're hoping to accomplish and have like a vision of something big that they're trying to create. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like I want to get in the trees so bad, but I have kind of have a priority of continuing to build these Airbnb stays very effectively, so I can bring more people in um, and have them enjoy the property and help provide an income stream that can help with eventually maybe getting that house livable or functional, um, but also for the property to be able to survive and continue to grow. And it's been good. I'm hoping I can just continue to expand it. The one place up on the hill that I call base camp, there's an existing 40-foot pole barn up there, and a little like another structure. I turned the pole barn into a whole outdoor like living space, like living room with the giant canvas like expedition tent and full size bed and um, an outdoor shower fed by the spring. The spring rolls right by that building, and I call it base camp just because it's like right at the bottom of the mountain, kind of tucked against the mountain. It's kind of cool. But I created like a magical space up there. I feel like it's very rustic. It feels like you're maybe like Indiana Jones or like Oregon Trail or something. And I built it over many iterations last season, kind of coming and going to the property and camping out and then traveling hours up north to work and then coming back. And we're just working the property and kind of evolving it and getting that situated. And so I feel like it kind of gave me this ability to be very creative, coming and going, getting fresh eyes on it every week and thinking over new concepts and building that out. And so it turned out really cool. I mean, it just feels like another world there. And the fact that I pretty much camped and lived in that space over months, um, I was able to really hash out a lot of the details to make it very, very functional. And I feel like guests in the reviews that I've gotten back, I just talking with the guests, they can see that, they can feel that it feels like they have everything they need, and it's a very, very situated space. It's not like they're just like tossed into the woods or tossed under like a pole barn and in a tent. It's like very livable and magical, and I love it. I absolutely love it. I'm so glad that I'm able to hand that off to guests now to enjoy, and I'm just hoping to continue to kind of repeat that process. I set up another mobile folding housing unit by the creek down in the valley, kind of tucked in what I call the holler because it's very shaded back there where the creek and the mountain meet, and it's nice and cool, and it's just a unique feel back in there. So I decided to put that structure back there, and then built that out. That's done okay, just not quite the level that that amazing base camp has. There's something very special about that base camp up there by the spring, and being under that giant pole barn and everything out of the weather is really nice. But then I got this Airstream, so I actually moved into the Airstream when I moved out of base camp up the hill, and yeah, the Airstream, that's a whole story in itself. How I stumbled upon this. I met a lady that bought a previous camper that I had owned that I was staying and living in. It was kind of like a really baller little tiny house. It had like three different slide outs and a built-in fireplace and TV and master bedroom and bath and stuff. And I bought that actually when I got out of treatment, and that's a whole other story in itself. But I decided I wanted to have a nice camper to have to live all to have to kind of camp in and live in while I fixed the house that I had bought that was on the water on this like peninsula in Southern Maryland. It was such a cool spot on this hill on its own peninsula, like surrounded by water on three sides, overlooked the Patuxent River. And it was the best thing I ever did. Camping, it was like I got a chance to just camp out and relax and enjoy. I worked remotely from my camper and enjoyed it, and then worked on the house, and then I moved into the house, and yeah, ended up selling that and land hunting to find this property, and now I'm here. So yeah, I don't know, I'm just rambling. It's a morning chat in the mountain, and I'm back, and I'm excited to be here. And I haven't done a full length like video. All I've done is shorts, and I thought about just doing a short, just kind of catching up and talking about how I'm feeling. But I was like, maybe I'll just do a whole video. I'm sure there's people out there that want to hear this or kind of know what's going on. And maybe I'll do more morning chats like this and kind of give you some bigger perspectives or things that are on my mind and what I'm up to out here. There's just so much going on. It's so dang cool. I can't express it. Like I'm staring at the mountain over here, and it just looks like a painting. It doesn't even look real. The side of the mountain in this valley, and I'm sitting right at the edge of the creek. Um, right now it's beautiful. It's overcast and it's very cool. It's nice. But I had issues. I have some sun shades over the Airstream, and they're just temporary for some shade while I was building out the metal roof on top of this thing. I'm gonna build a metal roof and build this out, fix up the inside, get this on Airbnb as well eventually. But I gotta fix the shades today. I bought new, really strong paracord and carabiner clips and what are those things called? Cleats for like tying the rope off. So you can like hoist it up, tie the rope off. I think it's gonna be cool. So I'm gonna get those done today. The ropes failed that I used. It was cheap rope, and the sun just did 2 weeks. The sun fried them. The UV just got to the rope. So this paracord's supposed to be better. So I'm gonna throw that up today, and then I'm kind of debating on what I want to do. I got a booking last night for the base camp up the hill, so I do want to go up and poke around there since it's been sitting a week and just kind of look things over. I was contemplating doing a couple bigger things up there, kind of changing things up, but I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what I'm going to get into. I really want to go get wood and start getting some of the 2x4 braces on this structure for the roof. Kind of all those 45 supports on all the posts at every post. I want to get those up, and then a couple more 2x6s run across with some joist hangers, just to kind of steady up this front beam. The front beam is like a double beam that we're trying to span a big gap so we can still roll out the awning. And so I need to do a couple more things to make sure that's sturdy from being wobbly like that. It's pretty good in this direction with the 4x4 post, but we'll see. It's a process. And then I know my dad's scheming on coming back up. He was here for 2 weeks, and it was freaking amazing. Oh my gosh, like just camping out with him and building and connecting with him. So nice, so nice. I'm so excited to have him back. I feel like what's happening is like I'm kind of going all in on this property and embracing this kind of process and really pushing to this season to see what I can do and what's possible, and I'm very happy with how things are going, and I think the family can see that as well, that the process and everything, and I think we've joked and maybe kind of like talked about a family kind of campground and running it, and I think this is like close to something of that nature. And my parents being in Florida want to get away from the heat in the winter or in the summer, so they want to come up for a few months in the summer, help me run this and do their thing here. So I'm going to figure out how to get them situated at some point, whether I build them a little tiny house or give them a full hookup for some kind of camper setup or whatever we decide to do. um, I've got plans to drop a couple shipping containers. I've already done a couple designs and actually price things out and talk to someone that can help me put in the footers and get the ground kind of leveled where I want to put them. So I'm scheming on that as well. And I might build out kind of two little tiny houses in half of a container initially as something more insulated and permanent-ish. So I was thinking about letting them have one of those when they're in, but we'll see. I don't know. Everything's an evolution. I've got plenty of ideas, and I'm just trying to tackle the big ones step by step. So the big priority right now, that's like an absolute, is this Airstream. Getting the metal roof over it. The inside needs work. I just got it all scrubbed down, and the paneling on one side, one wall is missing, so I need to insulate and repanel the wall. There's a couple little holes in the floor and stuff where some of the appliances and things ran through the floor, so I'm gonna get all that patched up. The goal on this initially is it's gonna be an open, completely open floor plan. That's just a comfortable living space with some really unique furniture and stuff like that. It won't have like a full bath and kitchen and stuff yet. I have an outdoor kitchen and bath that's behind this that is very functional and cool. So I'm gonna let them use that until I figure out what I want to do specifically. But it will just be a nice, comfortable spot to stay, right by the creek. So that's the plan. And then hopefully at some point I'll get this all repainted up. The color's all nice, and repaint it and get it all polished up and get that shiny mirror finish that the Airstreams can have. This guy sat for a few years in a lady's backyard that I met. She oh yeah, I've gone on a couple tangents chatting with you all, but yeah, the lady that bought my previous camper that I was talking about had this in her backyard, and then she had some plans with it, but some things had happened, and she sold it to me, and now I'm working on it. Um, yeah, there's so many different stories and things I feel like I could share. Uh, that's why I felt like it might be nice to do a longer video like this. But man, even the journey of getting this property, like I spent a year driving up and down the East Coast and the mountains looking for property and really, really praying about it. And I feel like it led me here over and over. I kept coming back to this area. And that was a whole journey in itself, putting offers on different properties, negotiating, trying to make this specific one happen. There was a lot of issues that happened after I put in the initial offer on this property, that I had to work through. But yeah, here we are in the valley. I love it. Got some really phenomenal neighbors. Starting to connect to the community. The fellow that helped me initially put in a gravel parking lot in the front so that guests could park easier without having to come over the rickety bridge. I'm not too comfortable driving over that thing, but I have to for now until I get something better built. So I didn't want guests driving over it, so I put the parking lot over there, and they just kind of walk over the bridge to their areas on the property. And the fellow that helped me with the parking lot, he started a new church in the area, and that's just been wonderful, wonderful. Like 2 weeks ago, they had their 1 year of when they first started. Kind of did a recap of what's happened in that year, and to see what can be created with a group of people and what it can build to, and the people it can affect and reach. It was really neat to see all that, and I'm very grateful for that group and what they're doing. It's been really nice. It's been part of my kind of routine here to be able to take a step away from work, even though I love it out here in the valley and everything. It can be a lot. Doing kind of working sunrise to sunset out here on the land can be tough sometimes. So taking that break and putting on a dress shirt and just going and connecting with some people and taking some time to reflect. It's kind of become a day, kind of meditative day for me on Sundays. Find myself hiking the property or taking a break from work and trying to reconnect, kind of spiritually, making sure I'm not getting too disconnected and overworking myself mentally and physically and stuff like that. So that day's been special for me. I feel like, man, I've had actually ended up seeing that giant double rainbow that was right over my property with the clouds like low in the gully kind of area that runs up the mountain, where the spring comes out. That was just so cool. So I think I shared a short of the double rainbow, so maybe you can check that out. It was, man, it was so amazing. That was on a Sunday. Yep. All right, I think I'm done rambling for now. I'll be curious how many people actually watch this all the way through. Yeah, but I might ramble some more some other mornings. But there's plenty to catch you guys up on, and I'm hoping to share more. So I'll fill you in as this process unfolds. See you all.